They
I
expect
love
much
that. I
more.
respect and honor legacy. So that's really dope. And like God makes no mistakes, makes no mistakes. So you was where you was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I like to tell folks I wouldn't have been successful at Full Sail had I not journeyed through a HBCU like Savannah State College. It kind of got me up the chops to the point where they were asking me on my way out of this
okay.
PWI, well, where did you come from? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
HBCU called Savannah State.
I love
You know,
that. I absolutely love that. That's really
I
cool.
can't wait to
I didn't
hear
get
what
the
you
chance
have
to
to say.
finish college. So I love when people
It's
tell me
always,
the story about legacy in college. So that's really dope. That's super dope.
I
Hmm.
thought about the music. I always wanted to do music. I had done band and choir in school, played multiple instruments, and I wanted to know how to key that into who I am today. And I wound up getting a degree in audio engineering. So
Wow.
you never don't ever give up on educating and
Never.
empowering yourself because it's not your time or anybody
Mhm.
else's time. It's when it's ready.
Exactly. Everyone has their own paths. Everyone has their own paths. And it's good to have multiple tools in your back pocket. I mean, engineering is like, that's great money in the industry. People always need things done as sound engineer. So that's beautiful. And then which instruments do you play?
Okay, so I played the alto, tenor, and baritone saxophones as well
Dope.
as the C-fat. I tinkered with learning piano, but was never centered enough to get it. But now I had to learn theory for the audio, so it's like I know how to pick it out if I got it. But
I
if
know
I
how to
need a
pluck it out too.
instrumentalist
I
to
do a
play,
little keys. I say I'm a one-handed player. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get a
Just one
couple of
hand.
chords. So
Just one hand goes. You see that? You see that? One hand goes. This left hand is not so.
but I, for one, cannot wait
So
to
much.
hear what you have for us in the way of music. I look forward to supporting you, and I
Thank
hope you
you.
are
I can't
prosperous.
wait. I can't wait
Thank you
to.
for
I don't know when that journey will happen. It'll happen, but I don't know when. Hopefully a show or something cool. I don't know. We'll see what God has in store for me. I'm excited.
it's coming. It's
Thank
already been
you.
spoken, so it is so.
Thank
Have an awesome
you.
year, okay? Hope to see you soon on TV.
Thank you.
All right. Your energy is everything. I just have to put that out. Love
Oh,
it. Miss Tori?
Yes, I'm here.
hi, Miss Jones.
Hi, Nirine. You're so cute. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I know you've been in the industry since a little girl and everything. And congratulations to all your endeavors and everything you've been in from, dancing, singing, acting, and a little bit. But I gotta ask you this, as far as the industry,
Okay.
because growing up in the industry, you had to have a little taste of the good and the bad and the ugly.
So God makes no mistakes. Once again, I got in the industry when I was supposed to get in the industry, and Tyler Perry was the first person to open the door for me. I'm forever, ever grateful for Tyler Perry, and I'm glad that I actually am an adult in the industry because I can't imagine what these young women or men are doing at such a young age and navigating through that kind of industry because you are exposed so much. Like imagine if I was like a teenager taking on the same role as Lynn and kids that do peer pressure and stuff. Like I can't imagine. So as an adult who has never been a victim of peer pressure and very sure of who I am, I've had the ability to grow as a woman and know myself. But the reality is that the industry is just like life. Life is not fair. We do not know when our time is up. People get taken out of the world too soon. Some people end up having when I see those commercials at St. Jude and the kid has had cancer at age 3, like life is just not fair, right? So the industry is very much like life. What I love about that is that it shows if you have true grit. And the true grit and determination is how long are you going to be able to stand it? How long can you have the tough skin to go through the storm even when you can't see it, right? And that's why with my testimony of like, I wanted to be the child star, but I wasn't the child star. I could have quit because it just makes you stronger. It is what it is. I guess what I could change is maybe we should get rid of the awards. I say maybe, but I do have aspirations to have the awards. Maybe we should get rid of the awards. Maybe we if we could just enjoy everyone's talent and presence and what they present. I would say let's get rid of the whole Tony Oscar. Even though I do aspire to be EGOT, let's get rid of that. Enjoy everybody what it is, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to be biased of who they like. Everybody's gonna, have their own opinion on who did what. So, to sit there and be like, dang, Viola didn't get it. Dang, Angela didn't get it. Instead of doing that, it's like, you know what? They were both amazing. So I would say that's my final answer. Get rid of the awards and just do what we've been doing in quarantine, making a bunch of movies and TV shows and enjoying it. Thank you.
Let's get you together. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Come on, she about to get me together.
That's what I do.
I love it.
So, in my research, I gravitated to the activist in you.
Oh.
So I want to know what sparked that. Because even in the interview, you had on a shirt that said Black Lives Matters that had the fist on the bottom, and the person who was interviewing, they were talking about your shirt, and there was a different glow about you when you started talking about your work that you do as an activist, about how you were out in the street, how you was doing your part. What sparked that? Because that's so different than the actor, singer, dancer.
To be 100% honest, I've always, since I was younger, racism has always bothered me to the core, even to the point where I was a part of this program called Young Dance Makers Company. And it was teaching us how to be choreographers. And I did a piece on racism. And, we have to work with the people that we had that was part of the program. And I did basically 2 groups. I had them wear black and the other people wear white. And it had nothing to do with white people against black people. I just had to do a distinction of the 2 groups. And I showed how it just, one little thing can escalate and turn into a whole just chaotic and chaos. And in the message in the dance, I wanted to reflect on if we all just love each other and love each other through our differences, we are actually better together. So I think at the end of it, I gotta find it. It's an old video too. I think at the end, what I did was I made them do a big clump, and it looked like they kind of built together to show the power and togetherness. It rubs me the wrong way. It's just not right. I don't like it. I don't know my history, my heritage. I'm an African American woman who I'm black and proud, I wish I had something to connect to my roots. I wish I knew my original language. I wish I knew all of these things. And that was stripped away from me. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to say what it is. It was stripped away. So with what the information that I do have, and with the history that we do know that happened within slavery and building this country, the fact that we're still treated in such a way like we don't matter is not okay. It's just not okay. It's not okay. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and they're beautiful. My 2 brothers are black, my 2 sisters is black and Dominican. And even, with the gripe of black Dominicans, but then every culture has their thing, Haitians, Dominicans. It's just stupid though. It's so stupid.
Well, I want to commend you because there are so many things that bother us as a people that we don't do anything about. And you have intentionally purpose within yourself that you were going to do something about what bothers you.
Right.
That's commendable.
Thank you. I hope I get to book a TV show as a lawyer one day and just like go ham. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I ain't acting, okay?
Love it.
When I book the lawyer TV show, they're gonna be like, "Oh, she's such a great actor." It's like, no, Nirine told us today on January 1st, 2023, I'm acting.
Exactly. Okay, Mr. Milo.
Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, trying to get my mic on. Wow, that was just so inspiring. I'm like, wow, we got civil rights activists everywhere in the whole Tyler Perry studios. Simply amazing.
Perry's an activist himself, you know?
He really is.
Yeah.
And it's so inspiring to see that the people that work with him and for him also are activists in their own right in their own communities. And it's really inspiring. And I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us all today. It's truly been amazing these last couple of months, talking to the cast and getting to know each of you. I just want to say first and foremost, the more I listen, the more I see that we all have so many similar talents. We're all interested in music. Mm-hmm. I heard you say something about Queens, and it just made me think about the first time I ever went to New York City to audition for the Color Purple play. Mm-hmm. I stayed with my Uncle Arthur in Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica, Queens, that's where I'm from.
Jamaica, yeah. So I was like, man, everybody, a lot of Jamaica, a lot of Queens in the building. So
Queens,
I thought
stand
that
up.
was awesome. Yeah, all day. Queens. I know it's a lot of New Yorkers in the house. So thank you for being on with us. I just wanted to ask you, as a artist and as a musician and entertainer, how has it been for you as a woman of color, navigating in this industry? Because we know, as just the same with African American males and people of color, it's not easy, and there are a lot of barriers to climb, and there's been a lot of trailblazers that have come before you. But how does it, what advice or how do you feel as a young African American woman navigating in this entertainment industry?
So for me personally, it's been an amazing journey so far because, like I said, God has allowed me to have my first foot in the doors as an adult young woman. So I haven't gone through too much of the storm yet, but I'm prepared to go through the storm and see where it leads me because I know I'm resilient. So I will say, and I will speak into life and say that it's going to be an exceedingly favorable journey for me as an African American woman in this industry. We are not oblivious to colorism that exists in life, separate from the industry. Like I said, as far as racism within each culture, Indians, Haitians, there's racism and colorism in each of these cultures. So it's not a shocker that if it's in the industry or it reflects in the industry. Because the industry job is just to make money. So they're gonna go with whatever they think is more appeasing or more profitable with a name. And again, I wouldn't change that because it just shows how much grit you have within you. I'm not going to be upset if someone wants to start a project and they want to put the actress Regina Hall or King before me as a leading lady because they know that they have a following, they know they have people, they're going to want to bring the money in. A lot of these projects are attached with names. You gotta give credit where credit is due to people who are the talent finders and like Tyler Perry, who's like, I'm gonna go with new actors no one has ever heard of and give them a chance. That's why we command people like Mr. Perry and give him so much praise. And he's also like super dope and sweet and spiritual. And like he could have hired anybody. I mean, he's literally like, from what I see on social media, he's like best friends with Oprah. Like he could have just been like, Oprah, you got somebody on the cards, like, you know what I mean? But
and apparently the Prince Archie too as well.
Yeah, right. Okay. He knows the royal people, but he purposely chose the purpose of introducing new actors. So that's super, super dope of him. I plan on going into this industry full Jamaica Queen style.
Okay.
New York style, not apologizing about it. Coming as I am, authentically as I am, and saying, you know, if something works for me, if something doesn't work for me, I know that it all will work out for my good. So to those who have had stories of being, you know, those who have been very open about sharing those stories of how hard it is unfortunate, but I don't plan on making that my story. And if it is, I'll come back around to you, Mr. Jones, and I'll let you know.
Come back around. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was so wonderful and insightful. I don't know about y'all, but I'm certainly getting some Maya Angelou and Cicely Tyson vibes here.
Oh, shucky ducky.
So before we move on, you spoke something into existence. So we have to seal that with an amen. The Bible says,
in Jesus' name, amen.
Yes,
amen.
Amen. We're gonna seal that thing.
Seal it.
I was just
Absolutely. So let's see who's next. I believe it's Miss Candice.
Hi, how are you?
I'm amazing. How you doing?
Good, doing good. I enjoy you on the show, and I kind of want to
thank you. I don't get that compliment a lot.
Right. Well, you know, I will say, like, the character is frustrating. You know,
and I did my job.
Right. So I enjoy you on the show.
Thank you.
But I do feel like, speaking of the show, you know, the cult provides something for each character, something that's lacking in their life. And at one point, your character, Lynn, was wanting to be there. And I know at the first look, you know, it's drugs. Oh, she may want the drugs, but do you feel like that character, what is lacking in Lynn's life that's, you know, causing her to bring in chaos into her own life?
That's an amazing question. So, in my opinion, I think Lynn was lacking purpose and was getting lost in her husband's shadow. I think, even I'm not married, I'm just speculating that I think what happened was because prior to her getting married, it said in the show that she was a former FBI or former Marine. And then it also said she was a teacher. So I think it was like former Marine, former FBI, and then that job didn't work out for whatever reason that we do not know. But we know that to be flexible with now her husband's job, she has now become a teacher. And then that's being disrupted by him not considering her when he's taking jobs, and now being like, well, now you got to move when I move, right? So now it has this very like, I'm the man, I say we go when we go, I don't need to consider your feelings and whatnot. So then a lot of resentment was built up. And the show also displayed or told the story of them having a child and losing the child. So a lot of people who don't have purpose then end up, you know, they either get married right away and then their purpose becomes that man or that woman. And then when they are lost in that, then their next purpose is like, I need a baby so that I can have something to care for or do. And then when that was taken away, it's like, so now what we doing?
Right.
So what we doing here? You know, so there was a lot of resentment that she had towards her husband. And she didn't communicate it. I mean, she communicated for like 2 seconds, but he knows that he was able to play off of her emotion with the kids and her being the teacher, and like it was kind of like one more project, babe. Just one more, you know. And it's just like I'm not going to name the celebrity, but it's just like the other celebrities who said, I'm going to retire from this particular thing. And then the wife is like, okay. And he's like, one more. And she's like, okay.
Right.
So I feel like it was kind of like that kind of situation. And she had time to sleep on it. She had to figure out her purpose. Where can I be helpful? Where can I be a helpmate? Where can I be in this space and feel like I matter? So the whole idea of like, let me go in, let me help, you know, it was like adamant. And again, if you watch that scene, he's like, you can't. And I go, oh, you're telling me I can't? It's just like, you're taking another thing from me. Is it because you think you're the man and you have to tell me when I can move and when I can't move? And instead of arguing, she just said, okay, and did what she wanted to do. I'm not saying that's right, but you know, I'm just saying that is what took place. That's what took place. Right. It was like, it was kind of like very stubborn, like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna show you. So she had to like kind of prove herself. And her getting caught up in the cult was just like not understanding how serious this case was. She had no idea what she was getting herself into. Once the whole blowing of exposure from the highest happened, I think that just opened up some triggers or things that were not necessarily healed or necessarily dealt with, because she was able to hide behind, well, now I have a husband and we have a good life. And, you know, like people try to mask things with other things without handling the old wounds. They turn around and go, you know what? I'll be fine if I just have this. I'll be fine if I have that. So it was frustrating for everyone to watch her just like not listen and do her own thing. And there was just so much nagging and resentment. It was resentment, y'all. It was just a bunch of resentment. And it doesn't seem as appealing when someone's being, I guess, nice and trying to overcompensate. He was overcompensating. What you need is anything I could do, because he feels guilty for, you know, doing what he did to Miss Rollins. So, you know, had I wished the story could go differently, of course. I am not the writer. I am here to execute my work as an actress.
And you do a great job. You do a great job. Right. Thank you so much for this. This has been the answers you gave were really unexpected, and I'm grateful for your time.
Smart or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm nothing. I am Nirine. I'm not Lynn, but Lynn she was amazing to play. So
good. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, Miss Watson, Lakeisha lyric review.
Hi, Nirine. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Miss Watson.
How are you?
Amazing.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
So, with you being an accomplished dancer as well as an actress, I know you have had the chance to be around some powerful people. Mm-hmm. And I know you've had the chance to pull some great, you know, maybe advice, tips and tricks from. So who would you say was your favorite moment or favorite person to be around, and what did you pull from them? What did you learn from them?
So I have a thing about favorites. I don't really do favorites. I don't have a favorite color. I don't really do favorites because I think everyone has something I can learn from. Right. I mean, with particularly dance, who I've danced with, I mean, Janelle Monáe is an amazing woman, and she just makes her own path. She does what she wants to do unapologetically. Mary J. Blige, my fellow Capricorn sister, she's been through the trenches and still came up on top. Okay, there's a Capricorn for you. Miss Beyoncé Knowles has obviously been doing this since she was younger. She's a child star. And nothing is impossible for her, even with her trying something new on her soundtrack, a new sound, and just exploring like techno and just something different, and then still being on top. It's like, I can learn from that, do something different, do something new. You never know, you might still be on top. Miss Shakira, she is such a warm, loving person. Like, she like looks at you in your eyes when she's talking to you, and her laugh is contagious, and she's just like a ball of light. Denim, he's a powerhouse. I mean, I try to learn from everyone that I'm with. I do not have a favorite when it comes down to that. Like, I've had countless moments. Let me work backwards. Like, so with Beyonce, with Coachella, like, that was history in the making.
Right.
And I've had a private audition with her before, and she's told me herself, like, you are such an amazing dancer. Thank you for sharing your gifts. With Mary J. Blige, we were shooting her music video, and she had a moment. She was like, "Oh, I'm tired," and I was like, "You can lean on me." And then she was like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl." Like, and she was like, "My feet hurt," and I was like, "Girl, I got you." Like, she was so like New York. She was so like just a homegirl. With Janelle Monáe, I did one of her music videos, and I had to drive the car. And what's the name of it? I can't remember the name of the album right now, but it was her last album that had just came out. And she was like, "You know how to drive a car?" And I was like, "Girl," because she was like, "You from New York, and New Yorkers don't drive." And I was like, "Girl, I can drive, okay?" So we did the music video. She was like, "I just want to make sure we're all safe." And I was like, "I got you." You know what I mean? So I've had like amazing moments with all of these women and men. And the only thing I can think of is like, I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I never feel like, "Oh my God, praise you." No, I only praise Jesus, right? So it's just like, I'm amongst the stars because I am a star. And right now they'll remember me as one of their dancers or one of their co-stars, but I'm right there. I'm right on the path. It's just, we just waiting for that one more opportunity, and then we're gonna be right next to each other at the award shows that I canceled, but we'll be we'll be right there at the award shows that I had already canceled. But you know, so I don't have a favorite. This everything is in my heart, and it's memory bank of mine.
Thank you so much. Pleasure speaking.
Of course. But like I said, that's just like me. That's just me. Like, you ain't gonna make me pick my favorite parent. You ain't gonna make me pick, I'm not picking like,
I know that's right.
There's no need to do it out. Like, as far as like my favorite colors, I always say I love fall colors, and I love like bright spring colors. You know.
But the great thing about it is that you can take little bits and pieces from everybody that you have been with in your life and make something great out of it. You learn something great and move along in life. And so
that's what we're supposed to do, right? That's what we're supposed to do. We're literally supposed to take experiences, or even when we're growing up. Like, when I was younger, I used to go to my friend's house. My mom could pick me up from school, and like one of the parents would be like, "I'll take you home." And like, say I go to their house and they take their shoes off, but in my house we don't do that. I can say, "Oh, I like this. I'm gonna adopt this." You know, so life is about adopting like these things that you learn, and when you explore other countries and go to other places, and you're like, "Ooh, this works for me. I'm gonna meditate. Ooh, this hairstyle works for me. I'm keeping it." Like, this is what makes who you are. These are all the things that combine, like, these experiences, and what you do makes you who you are.
Yeah.
So I can learn from all of these people. I'm not gonna be like, it's only just this one person. You know what I mean? Like, we all learning from Michelle Obama. We all learning from, like, we're just all learning from everyone. Even people who make mistakes, we're learning. Like, oops, you know. with things that's on the news that are crazy. Be careful to discern who your friends are, right? Yes, you can. Yes, there might be moments where you could do a spontaneous vacation with someone you just met, or but discern.
Yep.
Because
I call it the gift of the extractor, where you're able to go in any room and extract. Yeah.
So we have
Get me together, Miss Queen. Get me together. I need to extract. In the industry, you don't know. People can smile in your face, and you just don't know. So you just gotta stay covered. my opinion.
We have Miss Queen Karen G. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
Happy New Year to
Happy
everyone.
New Year.
To everyone. I watched you and in amazement in your acting, and I think about all the issues that came about, all the issues that are there. And for someone so young and so beautiful to have to do these things and then to have to handle it as well, and then the next day get up like, that was it. That was yesterday. Today's the day. I got some more stuff to do, and everything that you had, so many issues. And, I hear you talk about manifesting, because your part was so, I want to say, so intense there, and here is 2023 today, the first day. You have had such a run. But then I think about 2022 alone. Is there something that you would specifically want to brand yourself after being in such a world of 2022? I know you're young, and I know you manifest, and you don't have favorites and things like that, but how would you specifically brand yourself? Because you gotta line up before you even talk about yourself.
Great question, because I feel like I'm honestly still figuring out some branding stuff when it comes down to myself. Even though I do know myself as far as branding, industry-wise branding, where it's like, this is the new it girl kind of branding. I'm still figuring out that portion of it. But you said, what was it in 2022 that?
Well, you can go back. You can go back further if you like, but I didn't want to go too far back. But you can go as far back as you like to bring you to a specific point of, I want to say, personal, specific branding for you
that I would like to brand in 2023.
Yeah.
That's separate from my character, or just in general?
Well, your character did a lot for you, to you, and with you. So now, because I can only think that having a character like that, things had to go through your mind in reality as well. So bringing it to reality, I would say.
Well, the interesting thing about Lynn versus Nirine is I've never dabbled in substance kind of abuse of any level. Like, I don't smoke or drink. So that work was intense because I had to do a lot of heavy research. I looked at real people on YouTube. I researched what it does to the mind and the brain, the body. I had to really dive in without obviously method acting. I'm not going to method act it out and be like, let me try something real quick to see what it really feels like. No, thank you. So I'm okay with if 2023 I book another job as like I said, lawyer on a TV show, and the people are still mad that I'm Lynn. I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with it. It's all good, because all it does is say that I did my job really, really well. And then now the next job is to convince you that I am this like cool lawyer, or maybe a slum of a lawyer, or whatever that role may be, is to now execute the next thing. So I want for my career the branding of, she did that. Nirine S Brown executes every role she does, whether it's friend, foe, whatever. I want the branding of, I executed every role I've done. I'm a chameleon. I would love in Jesus' name to be that household name. so that I can do what the other people in the industry do. They show up, they do a movie, they relax for 5 years, they come back. You know what I mean? Like if I can have like a listing of amazing work, and then when I say, you know what, I'm gonna take a break, take a break. Who takes breaks? We got Adele, we got Sade, and then they coming back and y'all like, ooh, they back. I want that for the acting, okay? I want the Keanu Reeves who sits back and chill. Then he come back with John Wick 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he goes back on his vacation. I'm assuming he goes back on vacation, but when he comes back, the people are like there to support. So for my branding is execution. Wherever Nirine is, I'm gonna go see it. I don't need to see the trailer. I just know she gonna kill it. That's what I want the people to know as my brand, as Nirine S Brown.
Thank you so much for that answer, because that was all of it. That was all of it. In 2023, you'll have it. You're manifesting. You're putting God first. You got it. You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to ask that question. Thank you so much.
Of course. I'm glad I had the chance to talk to everybody. I know, like, from the TV screen, what's tricky about acting is that sometimes you will look at the person and be like, no, they look like they would be like that, And we were very fortunate that the show was able to thrive during the pandemic. But of course, I was like, dang, I really want to be on Wendy Williams. Like, how you doing? I really wanted to I wanted to show the people, like, I'm not like that. That's okay. We here. We go through. Right. We roll through the punches. COVID ain't stopping. Well, the pandemic ain't stopped what's happening. What God is allowing to happen. So I'm so glad that I was able to sit with all you guys and answer any questions that you have.
Last to go. They save the best for last. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. But
that's industry. Life ain't fair. You the host. Yeah. Okay. Part.
You spoke on this lawyer thing a couple times now. So Tyler, we know you're gonna hear this, or somebody gonna report back to you. We're gonna have to go ahead and get Miss Nirine in her own starring role as this lawyer, and make sure you come get me to be like the assistant, or
Boom. What's a really good show? The reason why I keep saying lawyer, because the lawyer, because I have a fighter in me, right? And then I like the idea of like helping the people who have been wrongly accused of the unjust. But I've definitely been dabbling into Reasonable Doubt, which is produced by Kerry Washington. It's such a good show. If y'all have not watched it, I am not getting paid to promote this show. But let me tell you something. Homegirl, who's the lawyer on the show, is amazing. And I just found out recently that she's a Capricorn like me. So I'm like, hey, come on.
Yes. Look, we can even, Mr. Tyler, we talking to you, me and Nirine, we talking to you, because I can even be the psychologist friend that helps out with, on the back end with the lawyer. We can do this. We can put this thing together. Okay.
Very.
So, my question.
Yes.
Because you kind of answered all of my questions, but with you having, and this is like kind of my go-to, I love people, but I don't like people, but I love people. So
are you an Aquarius?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah. And we get along with Capricorns,
I got you.
So, but because this is like, it's a leading thing. We have so much going on in life. You have all of these different titles, all of these different roles, all of these different things that you do. What do you do to wind down?
Ooh, I love a good spa, y'all. I'm a spa queen. I love a good spa. Take me to a spa any day of the day. I love a spa. I am in a sauna. I am in a steam room. I am in a jacuzzi. I am getting a facial. I am queen spa. Spa.
Got it. Okay. Love it. So, and then my next question, because, from Miss Lynn, her little entanglement.
Okay.
And Jada voice. from Thought Monster Malcolm.
Okay.
What can we
Right.
look
I'm
for?
glad y'all called him the Thought. He lured me.
What can
It
we
wasn't my fault.
No, he did. What can we look forward to in the next season?
It cut out. What can we look forward to? It cut out, right? When you said that.
In the next season.
So are you guys up to see what season are you guys up to? Can someone just do the fingers so I don't spoil it for everybody?
I'm ready for
3.
3B.
3. So everyone's caught up on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As in like the new season 3 that premiered or no?
No, like ready for season 4.
Copy. So in season 3, they've already premiered the episode where Lynn was executed. Now we all know Mr. Perry is famous for helping people come back alive, magically come alive. We don't know. And that being said, I don't know. So I don't know what will come of season 4 as of yet. But I look forward to working with the cast again. If I mysteriously come back as a ghost to guilt conscious somebody, I don't know. You just never know. So he leaves a lot of things open ended because we just don't know. He's the writer. He can make it all happen. So.
And it's definitely open-ended. Well, we thank you. It was a pleasure. Your essence is everything. You are such, and just to throw out there, from your character, because I was like eyeball glued.
I know I read all the comments the people were making on Facebook. Y'all so mean. Y'all was like, I'm tired of her. I'm sick of her. Get rid of her. He probably listened to y'all. He probably was reading the comments too. It was like, people don't like her. Let's just get her.
I doubt it, but maybe that's because he got this lawyer show coming, and that's what's about to happen.
Come on, I love it. I'm here for it.
But it was a pleasure. Thank
you guys.
We love you. Your essence is amazing, and you are such a beautiful soul. I love it.
Thank you, you guys. You guys be amazing for 2023. Be fearless. Put everything into action because we only got now. So it's so beautiful to see all of you guys. Stay black.
Bye. Bye.